And now it's time for your weekly dose of politics, news, and information with your hosts, Chris Mize and Doug Duck. It's the C&D No Bull Show.
Going with a short one tonight.
Yeah.
That caught me off guard. I couldn't tell if it was a long one or the short one.
Right.
I
Goofed it up.
How you guys doing out there? I don't know how many are on because I still can't see you, Doug. But first off, I want to thank our veterans. Without you guys, we wouldn't have these freedoms to do shows like this that are in jeopardy now, as everybody knows. Thank our military serving overseas and homeland. I want to thank you guys for serving the country. We appreciate you. The administration might not, but we do. I want to thank our first responders, police, fire, EMS, doctors, nurses, tow truck drivers, and Doug, a special thanks to our Border Patrol right now. Once again, administration isn't backing them up on anything.
No, they're firing them. They're firing them.
Joe, I am, but I'm not. It wasn't bad, believe it or not.
Yeah, wasn't bad at all.
Oh boy.
What's that?
What's what?
This picture, how'd it get on here?
Yeah, you put it on.
No, take it off. Come on.
You're the only one that can put it on.
I have no way to get it. Well, I'll just stay over here.
Take that off.
I don't know how it got on there. What is
that?
Is that you?
Yep, that could be me. In a conference meeting. We had a meeting.
Drivers meeting.
It's a post-rain out drivers meeting. That's what we'll call it, Doug.
All right.
We're on tonight. We're going to plan on going on tomorrow night. The races all got canceled for the weekend with the rain. So
here we are.
Here we are.
Plenty of things to talk about, too.
We have nothing to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is this bullshit I went through the last couple hours. I mean, I'm sending out the different chat rooms and even on my Facebook page a link to get on, and it's popping up unavailable content. You click on it. You can still click on the link and it takes you and says, I was unauthorized to do that. That's what, there's Zuckerberg flying around. I give him a blowjob.
All right. Make sure he don't land on you.
Yeah. I don't understand. Doug, it's our show. I'm on the Facebook page up there with you. You're the administrator, but I'm on there. How can they say I'm not authorized? It's just another chicken shit way to try to block our little show. Because not very many people watch in reality, Doug. Not very many watch, considering it. And why would they want to block it? I'll tell you people why. It don't matter if you got a little show like this or a big talk show. If you're not speaking what their agenda is, they're going to block it. They're going to try to do everything they can to stop it. We were talking earlier, Doug. Would it come out YouTube? What did I say it was? I seen it, and we'll have to go check on it. I'll check on it more because YouTube, Facebook, Google is going to start taking some things down that they feel is misinformation politically.
They think is, yeah.
Well, who the fuck made them the judge, jury, and executioner? You know what I mean? There's things that go up that they might say is misinformation that's really not. I mean, you can play a clip of Joe Biden saying something, actually saying it, the clip. You didn't say it. You didn't fabricate it. Like when he said to the guy in Detroit, you see that going around now? He said to the guy in Detroit, I don't work for you. That's what the man said.
Right. Yes.
Now they're putting fact checker that, this is taken out of context. It's misinformation. How? When you quote something on live camera, how? You said it, not me.
Well,
So I got you off your agenda.
Well, I gotta play this because it kind of coincides. The mainstream media.
Yeah. Is it the clip I sent you?
They protect. No, this is a different one.
Oh.
Talladega.
Oh, Talladega.
Now listen to what they're saying, what they're chanting, and listen to the reporter when she
tries to justify it.
Just watch us. All right, here we go.
Thank you to all of our partners. Oh my God, it's just such an unbelievable moment.
Brandon, you also told me, as you can hear the chants from the crowd, let's go, Brandon. Brandon, you told me you were going to kind of hang back those first two stages and just watch and learn. What did you learn that helped you there in those closing laps?
Oh my God, it was learning how each line didn't stay to one. Everything shifted top to bottom so much that it was kind of like, okay, let's just stay patient where we're at and hope for the best. And we saw our moment.
Can you believe she said that?
You
can hear them. You can hear them chanting, "Let's go, Brandon."
I don't know. I didn't know fuck Joe Biden and let's go Brandon sound the same, but whatever.
Oh my God.
Listen, here. Once again, I've said it like 4 shows in a row. When's the last time? Now we got, Talladega doing it, college stadiums doing it, pro stadiums doing it. What are they going to do? Basketball starting, Doug. And
right.
you can't mute that out as much.
Right.
Inside an arena, what are they going to say?
Let's go, Cavs.
Yeah, you're right, Joe. They have to be, or they're going to lose their job, and that was already proven with, remember, Doug, the weather people and stuff like that.
Right. Yep.
But here's the thing. You want so much government censorship and stuff. Why isn't NBC getting fined by the FCC for violation of language on Sunday afternoon television?
Good point.
Am I wrong?
Nope. FCC isn't doing anything because it's federal.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I don't know. We better move on from that because I think I think it's funny. I think it's funny, and at the same time, it horrifies me that we have an administration that I've never in my lifetime seen anything like this in public. We've had protests, different stuff, the Clintons, the Bush, you know what I mean?
Right.
But never have I seen anything like what's going on. Or he can't even go out and walk through a city without getting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Let's listen to Peppermint Patty.
I don't want to get fired.
What she wants to say.
I don't want to say
Yeah.
A couple on the domestic agenda. I understand what you're saying about asking Senator Sinema and Manchin, but a lot of Democrats on the Hill want the president to press for that top line. I think that's crucial to the Thursday vote. Was that his intent today? Because that seemed to be the view on the Hill of what he was trying to do with these meetings today.
Well, I can assure you that when he has conversations, they're quite candid, they're direct, and he's had a long a good relationship with Senator Sinema, as he has had with Senator Manchin, who he has been meeting with. I'm not sure if the meeting has ended yet, but I'm going to keep those private. And we're obviously at a very sensitive time right now in these discussions, a pivotal time in these discussions. And I understand the interest, but I'm going to try not to say anything that gets me fired today. I enjoy speaking with you all so much every day.
I bet you do, because you pick and choose the goddamn questions you want to answer.
Exactly.
Isn't that something? I don't want to say something to get me fired. You'd have been fired a long time ago if it was me.
Right.
But on the flip side of that, again, how would you like to have her job? Yeah, I wonder if she sits home at night and watches something he says and goes,
Well, how am I going to defend that?
you know, what am I going to say? I can only say, let's circle back, or what am I going to say? You know, I wonder if she ever went in and said, listen, you keep letting him talk. I want to raise. You know what I mean?
Because I got to work overtime.
Yeah, you know, this was a 50-hour-a-week job. Now I'm working 80 trying to, but whatever. I mean, the object of that is, though, Doug, honestly, if you all out there, you might not have the same opinion I have of what's going on in Washington. Me and Doug have talked. The Democratic Party now has become two parties in one. The progressive side of the Democratic Party is holding hostage the other side, you know, on this vote, Doug.
The divide is really, really,
it's evident.
Yeah, it's a good word. It's real evident now. And
turmoil. You got Democrat senators. The guy from West Virginia,
Manchin,
and then the other woman. They're flat out, no, we're not doing all this.
And a lot of your younger ones, they're defecting now because, well, you hear what goes on everywhere he goes. They're trying to distance themselves because they want to run in 2022 and 2024, right. And if they stay with him, they're all but gone.
Now listen, we brought it up, Doug. We brought it up. It used to be a congressional committee can have a congressional investigation on different things, whatever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They bring it to committee. If you're not paying attention, the Democrats right now have blocked a lot of that, Doug, and vote that it ain't mainstream news. We're, you know, bringing up Biden, a congressional investigation on Biden, the way he handled Afghanistan, that can be blocked now. You know, it can be stopped. And that's why they're doing it. I mean, they had one on Trump every week for 4 years.
Right. Yes. You're right.
Every week on Trump. Now they don't want that. You know, they're changing, and they've already voted the procedures and took out a lot of things where it can block on a lot of that, and it's wrong. You know. Well, yeah, you're right, and that's what's the problem, Joe, is not once in this government shutdown that was threatened, Doug. Did you see it anywhere? They said the military, the federal workers, this, that, you know, not once did it say Congressman, Senate, or the White House administration. Never once did it have them cut.
Right. You're right.
They were going to cut our seniors out of their Social Security checks.
Yes.
But, you know, you got people up there that go up there with the $200,000 net worth, $500,000 net worth, and 4 or 5 years later, they're worth $10 million. You know, they can afford to miss a couple of paychecks. The seniors can. You know.
Okay, Tom's checked in, so we're good. We're good to start getting into it now.
Well, he was one of the ones that had a problem with the Facebook one. You know, it's a bunch of bullshit. But
okay, have you heard about this Lieutenant Colonel?
Oh, who hasn't?
There's probably somebody out there. Sheller, Lieutenant Colonel Sheller.
Don't ask questions.
Stuart Sheller. So he's in the brig.
For what?
For basically posting I don't know if it was Facebook or what, most likely. But he posted something that asked for accountability from his superiors. And
on
he's
Afghanistan.
Yes.
And they threw him in a brig.
Yes, and he's being charged with go back and
conduct becoming of a soldier or some shit.
Article 88, which is contempt towards officials. Article 90, willfully disobeying superior commissioned officer Article 92, failure to obey lawful general orders. Article 33, conduct unbecoming of an officer and a gentleman.
How did he go against an order of a higher up? He just asked a question.
We don't know all the details, but I've got a feeling that he said something to somebody that he was going to do it, and they probably told him, don't do it. Don't do it. It's this guy here, 17 years with the Marine Corps. And I was listening to his parents talking, and they said, he put that out there because he wanted people to know the truth, for one, to stand behind him and get some accountability. It did not happen.
Nobody's standing behind him.
So
he's hung out to dry.
Of all of these articles, I think 88 is the only one that might stick, is contempt towards officials. If they use contemptuous words against the president, vice president, secretary of defense, secretary of a military department, secretary of security, or the governor or legislator of any state, you are in violation of Article 88.
What, punishable by what?
Let me find out.
First off, I know people, and this is different. I know this is different, Doug, but let's look at reality. I know people that have raped people, been accused of rape, should say, arrested for rape, assault, violent crimes, and it's been put out on bond.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll get to that. What can happen? Maximum punishment of dismissal, forfeiture of pay and all allowances, and 1 year of forced confinement.
Oh, he's going to do it then.
Well, here's what's going on now. The parents have said that they had a 2-minute phone call with them. And in that 2 minutes, basically, he told them that he was not allowed any access to any kind of media whatsoever. He's in what's called pretrial confinement. So he cannot have access to anything. I don't know how they would get access to Facebook and stuff like that, but apparently they can now. And that he just asked for the support of the citizens of the U.S.
Because he asked, where's the accountability? That we know.
Well, I have it here, but it's 4 minutes long.
No, you don't. That's what
you don't want to hear it.
That's what 4 minutes now. No, because he's getting.
No, you don't want to hear it, huh? Because he might say something in there that you might find offensive.
What? No, there ain't nothing he's going to say I find offensive.
He's not worth 4 minutes. He spent 17 years in the military.
Go ahead, Doug.
Nope, I'm not playing it.
See, we're freezing up. You froze up a couple times on me. Hit a sore subject here, Doug.
Anyhow, is this really America, where a guy that's given 17 years of his life, and we won't play a 4-minute video of him, and we'll put
it if you want.
No, I don't want to now.
He's being ramrodded.
Yes, he is. And
example.
Yes, because normally for something like this, you wouldn't put somebody in pretrial confinement for it. It's the tyranny from the top, making sure that no more information gets out from this guy.
Dictator Walter Putin.
Yes. We're freezing up, I guess.
Yeah, because we're talking about this.
Wow.
Huh?
Listen, there's nothing in what they put out that really would stick. Of course, we don't know it all yet.
Yeah, we're freezing up through this whole thing. On and off. Good here, no freeze. Okay, it's just certain people. I finally got on. You know, this. Play it, damn it. All right, go ahead, play it. Robbie's a veteran. You're a veteran, Doug. Play it.
All right, I'll play it.
It'll get froze up, but play it.
All right.
Good evening. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Sheller, United States Marine Corps. I'm the current battalion commander for Advanced Infantry Training Battalion. I've been in the Marine Infantry for 17 years. Started my tour with Victor 18. It's the current unit that's doing perimeter security, dealing with the mess that's going on there. You can see open source reporting that there was an explosion and some people were killed. I know through my inside channels that one of those people that were killed was someone that I have a personal relationship with. I won't go into more details because the families are still being notified. Not making this video because it's potentially an emotional time. Making it because I have a growing discontent and contempt for my perceived ineptitude at the foreign policy level, and I want to specifically ask some questions to some of my senior leaders. And I'll say, as a person that's not at 20 years, I feel like I have a lot to lose. If you play chess, you can only see 2 to 3 moves out because there's too many variables. I thought through if I post this video, what might happen to me, especially if the video picks up traction, if I have the courage to post it. But I think what you believe in can only be defined by what you're willing to risk. So if I'm willing to risk my current battalion commander seat, my retirement, my family's stability, to say some of the things that I want to say, I think it gives me some moral high ground to demand the same honesty, integrity, accountability from my senior leaders. And so I want to start with, we'll just use the Marine Corps. We'll just stick with the Marine Corps. So in the current fallout of Afghanistan, a lot of Marines were posting on social media, and in response to that, the Commandant published a letter, which is the service chief of the Marine Corps. And I want to read from it. It was dated 18 August, so only a week ago. The Commandant, sir, you wrote, "Some of you may be struggling with a simple question. Was it all worth it? We want you to know that your service is meaningful, powerful, and important. You fought for the Marine to your left and the Marine to your right. You never let them down." And then you go on to say that, if we're struggling, we should seek counseling, which, I get it. People have killed people. I've killed people, and I seek counseling, and that's fine. There's a time and place for that. But the reason people are so upset on social media right now is not because the Marine on the battlefield let someone down. That service member has always rose to the occasion and done extraordinary things. People are upset because their senior leaders let them down, and none of them are raising their hands and accepting accountability or saying, we messed this up. If an 05 battalion commander has the simplest live fire incident EO complaint, boom, fired. But we have a Secretary of Defense that testified to Congress in May that the Afghan National Security Force could withstand the Taliban advance. We have chairmen of Joint Chief, who the Commandant is a member of that, who's supposed to advise on military policy. We have a Marine combatant commander. All of these people are supposed to advise, and I'm not saying we've got to be in Afghanistan forever, but I am saying, did any of you throw your rank on the table and say, hey, it's a bad idea to evacuate Bagram Airfield, the strategic air base, before we evacuate everyone? Did anyone do that? And when you didn't think to do that, did anyone raise their hand and say, we completely messed this up? I've got battalion commander friends right now that are posting similar things, and they're saying, wondering if all the lives were lost and if it was in vain, all those people that we've lost over the last 20 years. And he goes on to say that we're all part of a chain. While every link may not be tested, the strength of the chain is only as strong as each link, and you got to be, good link, something like that. And what I'll say is, and from my position, potentially all those people did die in vain if we don't have senior leaders that own up and raise their hand and say, we did not do this well in the end. Without that, we just keep repeating the same mistakes. This amalgamation of the economic / corporate / political / higher military ranks are not holding up their end of the bargain. I want to say this very strongly. I have been fighting for 17 years. I am willing to throw it all away to say to my senior leaders, I demand accountability.
Wow.
What? So what the whole country's saying? Joe must be ramrodded off the show. Listen, forgot to tell you, we ain't kicking you off the show. Facebook's going into our chat room and nailing people left and right for stupid shit.
Yeah, you can say anything you want. We don't mind.
I
They
don't
do.
care, but don't be surprised if in 3 minutes after you say it, you get a notice you're out 3 days, 30 days, or whatever.
He's back.
But, that's what the whole country's asking, Doug. So we got the Secretary of Defense in front of congressional hearings. General Miley in front of Congress hearings, and they don't have the right answers.
And all this guy is saying is somebody say, you know what, we botched this up. There was a whole different way we could have handled this, and we didn't. And the other piece of it is we told the president, and he didn't take our advice. And nobody's saying that.
Nobody's gonna say that. It was already out. The Intelligence Committee advised him not to do this.
The thing is this guy put 17 years in. He may come out with nothing. He'll get a dishonorable discharge. He will not be eligible for any benefits. It's just like coming out of jail. You're out there. Go find yourself a job. Go do whatever you got to do. He'll get nothing. He'll get no mental health. He'll get no benefits. He'll get no retirement. He'll get no nothing. He's done. If this all sticks.
It ain't 17 years. And where did he start in Afghanistan fighting? Iraq fighting.
And he's an 05 in the officer ranks. He's right below what we call full bird colonel, who basically is a battalion commander. At least when I was in, they were battalion commanders.
She's right.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, she's right. We and this is an unpopular comment, but we take care of felons out of jail a lot better than we evidently take care of our military.
I don't know if that's completely true. I know some do get treated that way, but I know that over the last probably 10 years, they've changed a lot, and they're trying to work with veterans and get them help and things like that.
They're not
under
now,
Trump.
They're not
under
now.
Trump.
They're not now. This dictator we got and that stupid bitch that's underneath him, both are using the vaccine bullshit against the veterans.
Well, yes, I know, because if you're on retirement or disability or whatever, you that's going to get pulled from you if you don't get the vaccine.
That's coming. That's if you're retired from military, Doug, if you have VA services, if you're on what they're going to ramrod it is Social Security comes out of federal money. They say, even though it's our money that we paid in, disability, all that's coming. It's coming down the pike where show us vaccine card or we ain't sending a check. Because what they're going to use is the Medicare. They're going to say federal government pays Medicare and Medicaid, and if you're not vaccinated, you know what I'm saying? That's what they're going to hit seniors with, or anybody on disability. You got to be vaccinated. We're cutting your
What's happening with Border Patrol? They're firing people down there because they're not getting vaccinated, but there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people coming through there every day that are not vaccinated.
I agree with you, Robbie. I agree with you. But how can they make the Border Patrol do it? And the very people that the Border Patrol, this is questions we should all be asking. Let me form it in a question, because Lord forbid Facebook makes it that I made a statement. You know what I'm saying, Doug? My question is, how can we force Border Patrol agents to either get the vax or lose their job when they're not doing a thing, Doug? Like you just said, they're not doing a thing to the illegal immigrants coming through. What they're doing is taking them to different states. How many Afghans did we bring over, Doug? What did they say, 60,000?
I think it was 30-some thousand, but there's
Was
more.
it? Okay, let's just say 30,000. None of them was forced to get the vaccine before they distributed them across the United States to different cities.
Correct.
None of them.
And down there where the border is closed, everybody coming through there is I won't say they're 100% unvaccinated, but I'm probably majority is
Would they have
unvaccinated.
a line? Is there a medical ship out in the middle of the ocean where the Haitians were backstroking across and, oh, you got to stop here and get a vaccine?
Right.
You know, hey, you got to go to the medical boat, or, you know.
The thing is we're firing our own people down there on the border because they don't have vaccine, but we're letting all them people in. We're taking care of them, and
oh yeah, we're you know what? Hey, listen, our seniors are getting what, Doug, $1,500 a month average Social Security. Let's just say close number. I guarantee you, I'm not far off. 1,500, right? 1,500 a month, people. Use people. I'm gonna go out way off base for a minute, though, Doug. Okay, 1,500 a month times 12. 18,000 a year divided by 52. $346 a week divided by 40. $8.60 goddamn cents an hour. We got an administration fighting for 15 an hour. Well, if you want to raise everything to 15 an hour, shouldn't the Social Security system, all them people get raised, Doug?
Yeah.
Because here's what happens. I know I'm getting way off base, and I'll shut up in a minute, but it just pisses me off when I start thinking of this. Here's what happens. We're seeing it now. The costs in the stores are going up. The costs in the restaurants are going up. McDonald's and them, you ain't noticed, their prices are going up slowly. Everything's going up because everybody's getting a better wage. But our people that are on Social Security ain't getting shit. And if they give them, we're giving you $60 a month more. Oh, great. Our goddamn deductibles now cost me $120 more.
I'll just say one more thing on the Lieutenant Colonel. I'm speechless. I can't even believe that our country's doing this. And they have a gag order on him. He's not allowed to say anything. Even when he makes a phone call home, cannot speak of it. It's bullshit. Now I'm going to make your blood boil a little bit more.
I knew it.
In that 3.5 trillion spending bill,
Yeah.
It includes free community college for illegal immigrants.
Yeah. Oh, they're making it sound like for everybody, though, Doug.
No, it's illegal immigrants.
Oh, I know, but listen to the propaganda bullshit.
Yes.
They're making it sound like everybody, and it's not.
That's the headline right there.
It's not. What's up, Barney? It's not. They're going through, and this is where, you know, I'm going to say this. This will be an unpopular comment, though, Doug. Thank God there's still some Democrats.
Yeah.
Thank God there's still some Democrats that somehow grew a conscience over this, Doug. You know what I'm saying? Somehow grew a conscience. Whether it be they're scared to death that they're not coming back after the next election or not. Whatever it is, thank God it happened. Because if this was 5 months ago, it would already been through. It's been through. This would have been through. And that's what we were talking about last week, Sean. Go down to Mexico, go to San Diego, step over the border, turn around and come back in and say, I identify as an illegal Mexican. You're allowed to identify as a woman, as a man, or a man as a woman. You know, you're allowed to identify. Remember that? We're allowed to identify what we want, and we got to accept it. I identify as an illegal immigrant. Where's my money? Where's my free health care? Where's my free housing? Where's my check every month? Them people get, yeah, I'm not going there. Them people get way more handed to them than the Social Security people, Doug, that built this country.
I agree. Absolutely agree.
Way more than, you know, I watched a documentary. I think we talked about this 5-6 months ago, but I watched this documentary of an Afghanistan guy that defected, come over to the country and everything, you know what I'm saying? And what it is they gave him housing. They found him a job. He had housing, pretty much free housing. He got $3,200 a month plus free health care to get him going. Now, you take a person that's worked 50 years, 40 years of their life. Let's just say 40 years, 45 years. And at 62, they go to retire. Well, you're going to have to take a hit on the Social Security, Doug. So now you're not getting $1,500. You're getting about $1,300. All right.
Yep.
And that's what they get for building a country and putting it where it's at. And we just hand these people $83 million so the illegals coming across could have a nice place to stay tonight in a hotel.
Yeah. And
I'm never going to forget that, people. $83 million to illegals, undocumented, so whatever the hell you want to call them today, for motels so they had a nice place to stay tonight.
And where did our troops stay?
Where did our troops stay? In a parking garage.
In a parking garage and on rooftops.
Yeah, but we went down and fed them. We went down and fed the ones in the park. We fed them pizza and cookies. So
and cookies, yeah, I remember.
Trump himself had a hotel up the street. Remember that, Doug?
Yes.
And invited them to stay in a hotel. And this administration said absolutely not. You don't see that on mainstream media, though. Then the dumb son of a bitch gets on the next day and says, I wasn't aware it was going on. Well, you don't talk to your wife, is what you're saying, right? Because she took them down cookies and pizza yesterday.
Right.
Yeah, license plates. Here we go with the cookies.
Yeah, sugar cookies. I got to check on that and see where we're at with that.
So Trump going out of office cared more about our troops than a man coming in. Simple. You know, Facebook can put that in their pipe and smoke that shit too.
You asked me to play this, and I will play it. This is leaked audio.
Leaked audio. You people listen to this one.
You want
listen close.
You want to set it up?
Nah, go ahead. Listen close. Just play it, and then we'll talk about it.
All right. I'm at the 2-minute mark, so
there might be a little bit of.
You never know what's going to happen on Facebook.
Yeah. I'm sure this will get scrambled quick.
All right.
The landscape that we are facing is even worse than I thought. So first of all, Biden repeatedly and aggressively comments about how much his words alone matter. It's probably the most consistent through line of all of his comments. Just listen to how Biden responds to a questioner's specific concern about a lack of action and progress.
A lot of people in our community are getting a little anxious because they're not seeing enough of the progress they thought they would have seen at this point. Let's not disappoint them, and let's not get to a place where voters in Georgia begin to second guess.
Okay, let me respond. I've got to go. Let me respond. There's a lot to respond to here. Let's get something straight. You shouldn't be disappointed. What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far. Okay, number one. Number two, I mean what I say when I say it. I mean what I say when I say it. I'm the only person who's ever run on 3 platforms that I was told could not possibly win the election, and I never ceased from it. One was on restoring the soul of this country because of what I saw happen in Charlottesville. That was it. No one else was talking about it. The words of presidents matter. Nobody else, no progressive, was talking about it. I did.
So he's asked about progress, and he says, hey.
Come on. What a conding, huh?
There's another video audio on that. I don't know if you want to get to it or not, but
you want me to keep going?
No, let's talk about what he just said.
He's so condescending, like we're idiots, and he's the supreme commander.
And if you guys can't hear that, the son, see that Barney, if he retires at 62, working 40 years, it gets $1,181 a month.
Right.
So I wasn't far off. That's bullshit, Barney. It's complete bullshit. But you know, the way he talks, Doug. I mean what I say when I say it. Well, you don't even know what the hell you're saying.
But I've never heard presidents talk like that. I've heard him get angry sometimes and be pretty direct, but not every time you talk to somebody do you have to act like that.
And I gotta go. What an arrogant thing to say, anyways. And let's be clear who was talking to here, people. That was Reverend Al Sharpton and the black community, because one of the platforms that Biden ran on was to the black community, Doug. Remember? He's going to do police reform. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. And he backed out of everything he said he's going to do. He wasn't even, remember that? He wasn't even in office 20 days or elected a month before he's even sworn in and told the black community, well, I can't do all that. He already went back on his campaign. Now, I don't like Sharpton. Okay, I think Sharpton makes a living off race wars.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't blame him for being pissed off. He turned his back on that community, not did one thing on the platform he stood on. And I don't blame them. And I tell you, that's going to turn quickly too, Doug. That's going to turn. Especially the way he's talking to them. I mean, Sharpton's an asshole. Complete asshole. Loves to argue, debate, loves controversy. But for once, I didn't hear any arrogance in his voice when he was talking to him, Doug.
Right.
He was calm, intelligent sounding for once. And then then you get the president of the United States. You know what he sounds like? He sounds like we're out on the street somewhere, and here comes the king of the streets. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, whatever. I mean, no, according to the things that come out.
Yeah. And they found what? 11,000 questionable ballots in just one county. This guy talks like I can't like you're talking to your kids and you're giving them the final warning.
Jimmy Warner and them put it up. I'm reading and a couple other people. He's talking like Hitler used to talk to, and he's acting like Hitler, just like this poor Marine. Hitler, if you spoke out against Hitler, what did he do, Doug? He killed him.
Yeah.
We're pretty much doing the same thing. I don't give a shit. We're taking a poor Marine that gives 17 years of his life, and because he has the same questions that majority of the United States is asking.
Yeah.
We're doing this. And what we're doing, we're not executing him, Doug. We're killing him financially, politically, everything.
Emotionally.
Everything that you could possibly take a person down for. Robbie get thrown off again? Oh. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, we're taking this guy right down to the very bottom. He gets out. What's he? But here's what's going to backfire. There's a corporation. There's a couple corporations out there that still believe in the United States. Oh, I do. You'll never get them though, Robbie. There's corporations that still believe in the United States, aren't with this. Somebody will pick that man up, and he'll be well taken care of. We all want answers. But here's the thing. It's just like I said last week. 2 years ago, a bunch of people saying they're kneeling for the national anthem, NFL football, never watching it up. And then guess what? Tomorrow I'll hear all about from the same guys again about how the Browns game was, about how the Patriots, Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, and all that shit. So your stand lasted what? A month, Doug? Maybe 3 weeks?
Yeah.
This poor guy made a stand knowing, because he even says, I'm probably going to get it bad over this, but yeah. It ain't far off Oliver North, except this guy's is worse, in my opinion.
The thing is for the charges that he's on does not constitute pre-trial confinement.
Doesn't Biden's administration.
Right, because we're under a tyranny now, and whatever they say goes. The guy's just I mean, he did call out some of the positions, but
does anybody watch the congressional hearing stuff, Doug? YouTube, Matt Gaetz drilling the Secretary of Defense and Miley.
I think everybody that we have here works, and they do that during the day.
Yeah, but you can watch it on YouTube at night.
All right, everybody heard it right here.
But all you got to do is
that don't get taken down, does it?
No, search on YouTube. But here's a proposed question: what did this guy do? You're right. Robbie's going to Facebook jail again before this show's over, I guarantee you. But you're right. But here, what is the difference of what this guy did or the answers General Miley and the Secretary of Defense gave congressional hearings? Can anybody tell me that, Doug? What's the difference? When the Secretary of Defense admits that, maybe we should have looked better at it. That's pretty much what he said. Miley got drilled by Gaetz so bad. You know what Miley was doing? Where a lot of his concentration was through the Afghan withdrawal and everything. His book was about to come out.
Mm-hmm.
He was with the producer or whatever they call editors of his book.
Right.
That come out in a congressional hearing. And I will tell you, people, our flag was at half-staff again at Snow Speedway. And we'll stay there until this administration recognizes the 13 names. Nobody will care. Nobody will care. It'll be forgotten. I'm not forgetting it, Doug. Kobe asked me yesterday, we going yep, we'll be half-staff until I tell you different.
Listen, this guy, and he put everything on the line, and he's probably gonna lose it because they're what the outcome of this is going to be. But he thought that putting that out, and like he says in there, if it gained traction, that he wanted people to stand up and ask for accountability, and nobody did. And his parents even said that. He said that. He goes, I thought that people would stand up with me, but that didn't happen.
Oh.
Now it may now that we put it out there.
Yeah. We're going, that poor guy, that ain't right, and then ordering our goddamn Big Mac.
Yeah, we're gonna go to sleep tonight, get up, go to work, and talk about football games from tonight. And
yeah, and So in reality, all bullshit aside, there was 14 deaths over the Kabul blast.
Yeah, and listen, they didn't investigate this. They watched 4 minutes, and then they went and arrested him.
Yeah.
And put him in the brig, and that's the last we're going to hear from him until they decide that they want to let him out.
And what they'll do is put a gag order on him.
He's already
when
got
he gets out. When he gets out, and if he breaks that gag order, he'll go sit 15 years for something else. So we had 13 actual deaths, and one might as well assume to be one, Doug.
Yeah, because you don't have a right of speech in the United States. You can find that right here, because when you say something in the comments, you can get ripped right out of here. You can't say it when you, and in the military, there is some level of you need to watch what you say, but when you're just asking for accountability and somebody just to say, we really screwed this up, tell the American people, we screwed this up.
Doug, you were a veteran.
Yeah.
Robbie Sisko's on here. He's a veteran.
Yeah.
When you served, your commanding officer told you, go get in that foxhole and wait. What, you just went and did it, correct?
Yeah.
So now, the question I got, because I didn't serve, I tried. They told me I was too fat at the time, but 6 pounds. But
you had to clarify that.
Yeah, because I'm still pissed about that. 35 years later or whatever. But anyways, so with everything going on, our Secretary of Defense don't know what he's doing. Has no clue. He's just part of the dumb administration. General Miley is up there writing books, talking to China, committing treason in my mind.
Yep.
At the highest.
Yeah.
Worse than Biden did with Afghanistan. Miley committed treason by calling China. But regardless, he's too busy with his editors and stuff worrying about that. Okay. So when we did the withdrawal, what's that tell our soldiers? Some of these generals and stuff like Miley are under his, they're under Miley's command and that. What's that telling our soldiers? We don't make good decisions? What? Yeah, am I wrong?
No, I if this was happening and I was serving, I would be totally, completely dumbfounded on what we were doing and why we were doing it. Because at the time, remember, we didn't have Facebook and cell phones and all that. So we just basically, when we went into Grenada, had no clue why we were there. We were told what we had to do. We went and did it, and we got back on the ship and we left.
Yeah.
I didn't question it. There's
but now in
400
world,
of us there.
Right. But now in today's world, but now, you trusted back then, you trusted your leadership.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
You trusted that they made good decisions.
Yes.
Even the White House administration, whatever. It didn't matter who was president
up
through. Being a soldier in today's world, are you going to question that now?
I think they've instilled that now. Now you always have to go to Google or Facebook and find out what's going on. Why are we doing this? And then everybody talks, and then they agree or disagree. So that's why our military is weakening, because of shit like this.
This isn't good. What they did to this guy isn't good, because now you're going to have people that are soldiers. Hey,
have you seen that on the news? Have you seen that on the mainstream news?
No. No, you don't see it once in a while. You'll hear something. Very little, if
Very
any.
little. Right.
If any.
Right.
Maybe a 30-second blip once a week, if that.
Yep. Yep.
If it was Trump, it'd be headlines every day.
You know, the parents were asked if they thought that the same outcome would have occurred in Trump's administration, and they said, well, no, because we would never have done what we did there. We would have probably had a better exit plan, and Trump would have probably not be in the brig right now. I don't think Trump
you know
would
what
allow
Trump would say? I guarantee you what Trump would say. You know, you're right. I want some answers here too, gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah. What, Joe, it seems to be you.
Tammy and Joe. They're on the Facebook scanner.
Right there. The reason that this is happening is because they stop everything just to check your comments.
Yeah. So we all agree that it's just a big bullshit, another black eye and embarrassment to our country, and it's terrible what we're doing to our soldiers.
But if you want to come in, go around and come down and come in the southern border, we will give you free 2 years of community college, so you can be educated, and then you'll know how to vote and all that stuff.
Doesn't matter if you graduated any high school or anything.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. You don't know English, that's fine. With them community college, we're giving them money to have Spanish speaking teachers. You know, I mean, I don't know if anybody caught this. I didn't even bring this up to you, Doug. He would have turned right around. Yeah, you're right. He would have turned around and they'd have paid hell. They'd have paid hell the minute they put that Al Qaeda member in that the United States had a $5 million bounty on and put him in a high-ranking office. I guarantee you shit would have hit the fan right then. But
yeah,
do you see where in New York the school teachers are filing into court that it will now be a felony to protest the mask mandate on any school property?
Oh my God.
Anybody else see this?
No. Remember, that's protected by the Constitution as well, but not
that don't mean nothing anyway.
Not in this tyranny that we're
Constitution under. Don't mean shit right now.
It does not.
It does not. Look it up, guys. Google search it. And I will tell you that come out. I just seen it before it come out. It was on CNN. It's on the CNN, one of them. And yeah, they're filing in. It'll be a felony crime to protest the mask mandates on school property. Who the fuck owns them school properties unless it's a private school, Doug?
Well, you know what? It starts here. Who decided to do that? The school board?
Teachers,
the people that we vote in?
The teachers of the school.
The union?
I don't think it's the union. I think the teachers of the school. There's no we the people no more, Robbie. It's diminishing every day.
You people now.
You people. Dictator Walter Putin. Listen to the way he talks to us every time he talks. If you ask him a question he does not like, I guarantee you that news reporter will get chastised afterward. It just turns on and walks off stage.
Yeah, he don't want to hear anything you got to say.
But their party's falling apart, guys.
It is.
It's falling apart at the seams.
Yeah.
They have no control like they had 5 months ago. They have no control like they did 5 months. The problem you got is the far left progressives are getting a grip on things, and that'll make it even worse, Doug.
Also, talking about the schools, I listened to this on my way home last night. They are also stating that the parents have no business in what they're teaching. there's been a lot, especially with critical race theory now.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of things. This thing's gonna fall apart. Hold on.
Doug's falling apart on us.
My whole microphone is
Yeah.
falling apart.
Zuckerberg's went in his house and unscrewed the screws.
I think so.
And he's very OCD people, so if one thing gets out of line there,
yeah, it'll drive me crazy.
It'll be screwed up the rest of the night.
I'll try to deal with it.
Nancy Pelosi yelling on her cell phone. Oh, I ain't seen that one. She's got her hands full for once. She's got people telling her no. She's not used to that from the Democratic side.
That's right. And she's also being implicated in all this stuff in Afghanistan.
Yeah. Some of the phone calls was her.
Yes.
All right, you're right.
Oh, that's
Robbie,
China.
you're right.
I'm
but
still
the
here.
problem, Robbie, you're right. But the problem is this. They're taking it away from us. And the thing of them, 4 months ago, I told Doug, we're not going to put up with this. Middle class is not going to put up with this. We're going to make a stand. We'll see a civil war. We'll see this. Doug looked right at me and said, nobody will stand. And we're not. We're not. You know, we got a few people, everybody in this room, if I call me, you know what, we're going to make a stand. Let's go do this or this. I guarantee you people in this room would go. There'd be a lot of people that say, yeah, let's do it. Let's do this. 15, 20 people. The rest of them would say,
feel better now.
I got a dinner date. I can't make it.
Well, it happened to the group that went for the J6 rally. They thought they'd have 700 to 1,000 people, and they had 200 people show up.
Yeah. You know, the truckers did do something. They went up to Washington. They were supposed to shut down Monday. They never did. They're prepared for it. They had tow trucks on the turnpike, state troopers on the turnpike waiting for it.
Good point. What happened?
They went to D.C. and parked around, you know, the monuments and stuff, but they never shut it down. Now, here's a question I've been pissed about all week. Cincinnati and Dayton, Doug. You guys look this up. Cincinnati and Dayton come out. Their government officials come out and said, if the truck drivers shut down the interstate and highways, we'll arrest them for felonies. Really? So a year ago, it was okay with the Black Lives Matter movement when we destroyed towns and shut down interstates. So that was called a protest, Doug. That was called a fucking protest. Am I wrong?
No.
That was called protesting. So the truckers want to put a protest. That's called criminal. What the fuck is wrong with this? We can destroy cities. Violent, burn shit down. And it's called protest. Truckers want to stop on a highway, shut traffic. That's called criminal. It's a dictatorship if I ever seen it. Let me tell you guys something right now. Them truckers stop. Every single one of you better be behind them. Because at least they had the balls to do something. And for them to take two things that are the same thing, only one, they burnt cities down, Doug, business to the ground, smashed windows, looted everything else. And they called that a protest. And the truckers are going to stop and they're going to say, oh, you can't do that. Well, you know what? That's something else I seen I was going to bring up, Jimmy, and I can't remember where I read it because I read it an hour ago. One of these things, I don't know if it's the mass protest, Doug, or if it's what I'm talking about. They're considering it domestic terrorism.
Oh, my gosh.
And I don't, that's why I'm kind of amped up a little bit. But listen, you have the right to protest. Am I wrong, Doug?
Yes.
We made that
did.
perfectly fucking clear 18 months ago,
You
17,
did.
16 months ago. In the middle of a pandemic, you weren't allowed to go anywhere. We weren't allowed to go to business. We weren't allowed to be in groups of 10 or more. We had to stay 6 foot, unless it was a protest. Am I wrong?
Correct.
And that's when the George Floyd protests were going on. Then it was
And
okay.
Who was the president?
Donald Trump.
Right. We're not going to step on your rights. Your rights to protest is still intact.
And he got in trouble, he said, because he declared protest one thing, is rioting. Seattle, remember? The chop zone?
Yep.
They overtook the whole area, police station and all. So now you're going to have trucks stop on the road.
Really?
Truck convoy, over 10 trucks charged with it. It's bullshit. You know why the truckers want to stop? You really want to know why? And I agree with them. In order to get your CDL renewed, you have to have a physical card. Yep. Yeah. It's here. It ain't coming. It's here. We're just catching a little mist. But you have to have a physical. Now they're coming out and said, I'll get into that, Jim. Now they're coming out and said, in order to get your physical card, you have to show a vaccination card. You see what they're doing to the nurses in a lot of hospitals, Doug. In order to keep your job, you got to have vaccination. They didn't say jack shit last year when things are going down and they were waiting on toilet paper, food, and everything else. They were happy to see them truck drivers pull into their area, weren't they? Yeah. They didn't say jack shit then, did they? You know, you remember everybody said, why is McDonald's allowed? Why are some of these places allowed to stay open to drive? How the hell are them people going to eat? You know what I mean? Remember that big debate, Doug?
Yep. Yeah.
You're all thankful. Everybody's thankful, including them police and government. The government, mayors of cities, the governor, they're all happy to see them trucks keep going, thanking them. Year and a half later, Doug, you're a piece of shit. If you stop, we're going to arrest you. You know, they didn't say shit when them guys drove through the protests trying to get the stuff there, product there. Right. And they had to go through all them protests a year and a half ago, did they? They didn't say nothing then. Now, you're no good. And yes, there's 200 ships off Long Beach, Rob. And if you go look at that app that's got that, it pops up on Facebook once in a while. It'll tell you all the ships right now in the United States that are anchored out and can't get unloaded. Some stuff is going bad on the ships. They've been out there. There's ships in the Great Lakes. There's 2 in Lake Erie, Doug. Anchored out, can't get in to get unloaded. You're not going to hear an answer why. You're going to hear bullshit, well, COVID.
Mm-hmm. You know, and I just noticed just when I was driving into Sandusky yesterday, and take a ride around and you'll see what I mean. Go just drive by dealerships and look at Chevy and Ford dealerships. Then go look at Honda and some of them other foreign ones. Tell me what you notice.
Some got cars and some are bare.
Chevy and Ford is bare. Honda and all them are packed.
Where do they get their chips? Where do they get their chips?
I wonder where they do.
Because China's got our chips held hostage.
Yep.
And we as Americans, I don't know how we put up this shit through the years and it got to this, but it did, regardless. China's got our chips. We don't make them. They got our computer chips. Matthews Ford doesn't have me and Debbie drive up. She goes, what? There's our chips. You know, our chips.
Yep.
Their ports are closed, remember? Their ports are closed. They got a COVID problem. They don't got a COVID problem, like I said last week, when our grain and wheat go there for them to eat, do they, Doug?
No, it makes it out.
You know, here's a better one. You're not crazy. You know, it wouldn't surprise me. You know what I mean? Here's a better one. Now, there's some congressmen and government officials going to Biden. You know what about? Lift the tariffs that Trump put on China and we get our shit. So they're holding our shit hostage to get what they want. They want the tariffs lifted. Now it's coming down. That will come out today. That come out today too, Doug. That there's congressmen going to, there's people going to Biden, the administration wanting the tariffs lifted off. You know? Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
I believe it. But who's on the second? Listen, this is going to be an unpopular comment as hell. But I'm right. They're getting scrapped out. I get that. That's a shame. It's terrible, right? Whose fault is it, Doug? Them corporations and their board of directors and their CEOs and presidents made them decisions to get their chips from China at a lower cost instead of making them in. Am I wrong, Doug? They chose to go there and buy them.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah, well, they're blaming COVID too, that they don't have dock workers. You want dock workers? You want truck drivers? Shut the fuck up about the vaccine card, for one. And two, quit handing all this damn money out we're handing out, Doug.
Hey, the whole 3.5 trillion bill, Build Back America, whatever the hell it is. It takes care of people from cradle to grave. And listen to me when I say it, and mark those words, cradle to grave. You're going to hear that more and more and more and more. That you're going to become dependent upon the government, and it's headed to socialism. We got about a year left. We have to do something in this next year, because if we don't change it, we're in trouble. We're in big trouble.
We're in deep trouble now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not that we're not in big trouble now, but we got to stop the rest of it.
But Doug, you know, who's to blame along with this though? I can't sit here. Yeah, you're right. I can't sit here and say this is all our government's fault. This chip problem, or these corporations went overseas. Taiwan, you know, I'm buying American. How many times you hear that? I ain't buying a foreign car. I'm buying an American car. GM, right. Ford.
Right.
You know, lift the hood up. Lift the hood up. You got, it's another unpopular guy. You got more American parts and Hondas that are being made in Marysville than you got in the Chevy that you're driving.
Right. No, there's nothing in there about that.
Yeah, no, there ain't none. They don't, you know, they're trying to make chips, is what they're saying. By what, next month? Didn't this Walter Putin up there make a comment here a while back by November that we should have everything? You know what I mean? USA's bankrupt now. USA's bankrupt now, Robbie. That's what the whole fight is right now. Is you know, the whole fight is the debt limit. They had to raise the debt limit.
The debt ceiling, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a ceiling.
Yeah, or if we didn't raise the debt limit, the United States is going to be bankrupt. That was not our words, Doug. That would come right out of the Nancy Pelosi and the rest of them up there in the Capitol. Now, you want to know why they kept them fences up and added another one? Take a look what's going on. All right, what else was we going to talk about?
Gosh, I think let me see if we have anything. I'm just all still stuck on that Marine. I am just completely beside myself about that. Facebook.
There was a time when our government protected our soldiers, Doug.
Yeah. Yeah. You would have to really do something wrong to be in the brig. Listen, like I said, yeah. Did you see the picture?
Yeah. Yeah. There was a moment, Jimmy. Listen, Julie, if you go to Lordstown where the Chevy plant was, right off Turnpike.
Yeah, I go by it every Saturday.
It's being changed over as we speak.
Who is going in there?
I thought Tesla was.
No, Fox, FOXX. It's an electric car company out of somewhere, not in the U.S., and they're going to lease space off of whoever has it. Tesla's not going in there. It was just on news here like a week ago.
There's a company called Rudolph Libby, and I'm not going to tell the name of the guy I know I talked to. I'm just not going to do that. But there's a company called Rudolph Libby. Right now, I thought he said there was 1,300 workers in. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was 800 to 1,300 workers in Lordstown right now working, switching everything over. Oh, yeah. The road tax. We went over that last week, Tom. That pissed me off more than anything. So,
what?
You get taxed on the money that you work for. You buy gas, you get taxed dearly, $1 a gallon probably. If it comes, it's more than that. It's like half on taxes for the gas that you buy. You get taxed when you buy the car. You get taxed when you renew your plates every year. You know, it's a tax. I don't give a shit what anyone says. It's a certain type of tax. You get taxed. Now they're going to tax you on your mileage you drive. You know how much that cost me?
What?
If I have to go to the east side and work, Tommy knows this. If I have to go to the east side and work 5 months a year, it costs me $4,000 a year probably. Never mind all the taxes I paid filling my truck up. And that, you know.
The name of the company is Foxconn. This happened Thursday. Yeah, Thursday.
They've been in there working, though. They've been in there working for a while. Oh, yeah, your real estate tax, it's all going up. Yeah, you know.
Yes, so it's 8 cents per mile.
Mm-hmm. Wait, let's talk about that for a second, Doug. When it was first proposed, it was 4 cents.
Yeah.
Now it's 8 cents.
8 cents, yeah. So
you suppose somebody up in that administration kind of had half a fucking brain cell and went, hey, we got to start taxing the hell out of everything because we ain't got no money to pay for what we're doing.
Well, Biden said that the Build Back Better plan is not going to cost them anything.
Not going to cost who?
He just said it's not going to cost us anything. Everybody's stuck on the number. It's not going to cost us anything.
It's 8 cents a mile to me.
It is, and it's a lot more to your taxes and everything else.
You remember in his campaign promises, the middle class will see no new taxes. Right. Remember George Bush, the old man? Read my lips.
Yeah, no new taxes.
Yeah, we raped him over that comment. Remember when the taxes went up? We crucified him. Nobody's saying shit. This guy's another campaign promise. I remember him vividly saying the middle class will not have any taxes raised on them. Period. He's going after us all. He's not just going after corporate, he's going after us all.
Right.
Yeah. It's easy to sit there and write checks that your ass can't cash. Oh, shit. Well, we're way above our debt ceiling. Maybe we should start taxing the middle class, too, and put it in as a gas tax. Well, it's not affecting you. It's affecting me $4,000. But I'm not going to tell you guys the amount. Debbie texted me the other morning. This is what they're doing with our money, okay? Debbie texted me the other morning and says, they do another stimulus or something? No, there's shit up on a floor being voted on. They ain't voted on it. Well, guess what? We got a deposit from the IRS for da-da-da-da-da. What? For what? Well, good question. And it was a substantial amount, Doug.
Maybe they like what you're saying.
Well, the executive producer is sitting right next to me.
Hi.
It was a substantial amount.
But you don't know.
Now, what I was told, I don't know how much more, because I ain't talked to her about it much after it, but what I was told, stop and hear me out on this. I play with the taxes. I end up paying. You know what I mean? I end up paying at the end of the year. But what I was told was they went back through and audited a lot of people that had to pay. And you guys need to check on this, because if you got a refund, I don't know if they're going to, people that had to pay in that, and the way the tax breaks and everything that put in place because of COVID and all that, they had to mail a bunch of people a refund back. But no letter, no explanation, just deposit X amount of dollars, Internal Revenue Service. Do they know what they're doing with our money?
I don't know, but in the stimulus, in this package, this 3.5 trillion, there's some ungodly amount of money, billions of dollars, that's going to the IRS to hire more auditors, and so they can audit more people. And this came on the heels of the $600 thing, you know, where it's being reported, because the banks are saying, we don't work for the government. We don't turn in everybody that spends money at our bank. Yeah. And then they brought up how they're, you know, you got the IRS who does auditors, and then they brought up the bill and said, and then there's money to hire more auditors. This is way what's called overreach.
Hold on a minute. What?
You don't hear the baby?
Oh no.
What happened?
Nothing. Just
everything okay?
Yeah, she I don't know. She got a message from Facebook saying your husband's an asshole.
A drunk asshole.
Last night, drunk asshole.
Don't you get that like every week?
I had a little problem navigating getting out of the taxi last night, but it's way overreach. Once again, you got a politician that stood on a platform of no new taxes for the middle class, and it's going to shove it right up our ass. And once again, you're right, Doug. We're just going to sit here and bitch about it, and there ain't nothing going to be done. We're going to pay it. Remember, everybody, when was that? Let's not buy gas.
Right.
You know, this week, nobody buy gas. How long did that last? 5 seconds.
Right. You have a faction of the population, probably less than 1%, that actually say, I'm not going to buy gas. But everybody else, I got to go to work. I got to go to the doctor's office. I got to take care of my kids. You know, I can't not buy gas. Where's your tea at?
Debbie didn't buy me none this week.
Jeez, always.
She didn't buy me none this week.
Buy you what?
Any tea?
Oh, no, I didn't.
I needed it this morning too, Doug.
Yes, people.
So y'all know, I had 3 times a year I normally drink. Saturday night a high miler, Saturday night a cavalcade and banquet. High miler was so screwed up this past year that I didn't, but I made up for it last night. So we rained out. There you go.
I wish I could have found
and, you know,
the videos.
Everybody kept saying, I got the video. I hope they hide them some bitches.
Remember when you said, what are you typing? And I said, nothing.
Just you were looking for them.
Yeah.
Nadine Bingham. It's on her
Is that
page.
who had him?
Yeah. So everybody, what's that eye for in the show? Well, it's Incredibles. You know, Brittany and Nikki come up something. Debbie's gonna, we rained out, but everybody walked around. What's the I for? I said it's for incompetent. It's the most you racers call me incompetent. So, but listen, there's a lot of people that are going around saying, Dean, I got the videos. There's a lot of people.
I got it queued up. I'm ready to go when he gets done blabbering.
Barney, you were there. You've seen it live. Go ahead, Doug. Play it.
All right. Everybody wants to see this, so we'll play it for you. This is Chris at his finest. We find it Facebook.
Oh yeah, and he was
Huh? I want to make sure that it's big enough that everybody can see.
Oh God. Oh boy. Hey, don't put Ralphie May on there. We'll go to Facebook jail. Some of the shit he says.
Oh, gee, and we played some music on that too. Oh boy.
We're done. Right, Sally. Who the hell out there don't like that song? Mustang Sally. But getting back, there's a lot of people. I talked to Tammy quite a bit, mess back and forth about politics. She'll mess with me about show or whatever. And it's like she says, there's a lot of people, when you keep up with it and you question stuff, people think you're nuts. Not you're crazy. You're not crazy. If you're not pissed off, I've said this a million times. If you're not pissed off, I mean, really pissed off about what's going on, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know who Shirley. No. Not that I know of.
Surely, you know who she is.
That was in the airplane movie. Surely. But no, I don't. But I don't know. If you're not pissed off right now, I don't know what to tell you. And if someone says, "Oh, you get all wound up over it," why are you so? They're not educated on it, Doug. They're not even a 10th educated on 10% of what they should know. If they knew 20, 30% of what's going on, even 20, 30, they're going to be mad as hell. We don't know. I bet you if you really got down to it, oh boy. All the secrets are coming out now, and it was a guide.
Yeah, we should have our own show on Chris Myers.
It was a guide wire. No, that was Mansfield. APB.
It's got a message. What did you say?
What?
Dean Henry thinks he's getting booted. You just got a message.
For what?
I don't know. He said that he had the video.
Oh.
The one with Grease, I guess. Everybody, I don't know who did that one.
Yeah, you can't pull it up. Thank God.
Why?
You can't
pull
that one. That's in the comments under the one you just played.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It is.
You can't pull it up. So, thank God.
Anyways,
oh,
here it is. Okay.
Oh God.
All right. Hold on. Here's the other one.
The Grease song.
No.
This is supposed to be a political show, not.
Well, you know what?
This is my one drunk time of the year. Here's the videos.
Here's all the videos.
Oh boy! Thank God they didn't have this shit when I was down in Mansfield.
What's that?
When I drank all the time.
All right, I got to make sure that I got the audio on for this. Tell me if you can hear it.
I can't. Whatever.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, unfortunately. Oh boy.
That made my night. See, Chris can let his hair down every once in a while. I let mine down and it never went back up.
Once in a while, you got to cut loose, people. It's just once in a while, you got to cut loose. I mean, everybody says I'm so uptight. Debbie says I'm aggressive on politics. I'm aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But, you know, you got to be aggressive on it, Doug. Yeah, I know. It's what Debbie said. If you were the asshole drunk, you'd have been sleeping at the train. But you got to be aggressive right now. You got to ask questions. We had to take that down, Julie. That wasn't supposed to go up. There were some things said in that one that had to come off.
Does she have it?
But,
if anybody has that, send it to me.
No, but,
it'll make the banquet.
Some shit said we're not going to play that one. But you got to be aggressive, Doug. You got to ask questions. There's no reason that we don't ask questions with what's going on. If you're not asking questions, even to yourself, you know, I listen to that Patriot channel now, Doug. I listen to it quite a bit, actually. There's just one problem. You know what's messed up? I can listen to every other channel on XM. And when I go by poles, because I got an older truck, you know, it'll cut in and out once in a while, bridges. But that one cuts out all the time, in and out. What would be the reason?
I don't know. Maybe you got to wire this.
I switched to the next XM channel. It's, you know, but you got to ask questions. Listen to some of these channels. I never listened to them in my life. Trust me. I never listened to them in my life until recently. And some of the shit that you find out is just, yeah, but it's being taken from us, Jim.
Right, exactly. Because, you know, the commander-in-chief and the president of the United States, Walter Putin, should be answering questions when he's out there. That's his job. Let American people know what's going on. He turns around and, no, they told me no questions. Don't take any questions.
Look, one of our soldiers served his country 17 years, asked a question. Look where he's at. I understand they got different guidelines, but still, it's the same thing. Where's everybody questioning that? Where's everybody questioning that? That's the same question. I guarantee 80% of Americans want to know. The same thing he said. 80% of Americans want to know. There's Democrats want to know that same question.
But his parents, his family, his friends, they all care. But honestly, the rest of the United States are probably like, oh, man, that's terrible.
That's wrong.
You know, we need to do something about that. And you know what? Going to work tomorrow, we're going to talk about football from last night. And did you hear that guy's in the brig? Because he was yeah. Ain't that something?
Videos from Sandusky's cavalcade?
Exactly. That's what's going to happen. This poor guy just gave it all up for us, and
we're not doing a thing.
No.
Where's the protest?
Right.
Better question is this to the Richland County area. What's happened with the Reyes case?
Alexander Rios.
Rios. What's happened with that case, Doug?
I have to look and see if anything's anything's come up.
It's not national news. It's not, and this has been going on. Shit, man, it's almost 2 years now, right?
Yeah.
This guy was killed by corrections officers. No other way. We played the video on here. We played it. And you watch a guy die. Now, they can say, well, he was alive at the hospital for 3 days. He died right there. That was when his life ended. Because they kept him on life support and breathing for him and shit. I don't give a shit. He died that night right there at the hands of 5 corrections officers.
It's in the chat, the link to that video.
You go watch that video for the people who just started watching, wasn't watching back then. Go watch that video and you tell me, somebody explained to me the difference between that situation and the George Floyd situation, Doug. Why is it national news, CNN, and all them down there in Richland County demanding answers? We know the answer
Because
why.
honestly, if you watch the video, they did exactly the same thing. They put a knee. Didn't they put a knee right?
They put a knee in him and they punched him in the head.
Right.
It shows it in the video. 5 of them. Somebody explain the difference. You can't when you watch the video. You can't, except for one thing. And we'll get into that another day. You'll clearly see the difference. Where's Black Lives Matter?
Where's Human Lives Matter?
Human Lives Matter. Where's all these groups? Where's the cancel culture that protests everything? Where are they at? They're not there.
In the last really update was in February 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So early this year, but it wasn't anything other than some
We're still looking
legal wrangling. It wasn't anything.
We're looking into it.
So the officers, I believe, still work there.
Well, they work there. Nobody's been fired. And you're right, Joe. You're right. And unfortunately, there's a thing out there. I don't know if I sent that one to you with Denzel Washington, Little Wayne, Doug. It's got, I'll send it to you. I ain't going to talk about it. We'll talk about it next week. We'll put it up. I'll put it on the page this week. Y'all can watch it. You got to watch this clip I put up. It says a lot. Morgan Freeman speaks in it quite a bit. But
hold on a minute. But this guy was also, I don't know that he was messed up, but the whole thing starts over being arrested for drugs, and he was, I don't want to say drugged up, but he was probably
strung out. He was a little strung out.
Yeah.
Or was he doing right? No. He was acting a fool. But if you watch what went down, there's no difference. None in the way that kid died and the way George Floyd died, Doug.
Right.
It was not.
Exactly. They're both humans. They start out as humans, and whether they robbed a bank, they all need to be arrested, taken to jail, and due process run on them. Not the way we're doing it now.
It was wrong. And we haven't been on that case in a while, but, we let it go because, unfortunately, our governments give us a lot of other things to talk about that, But,
yeah, we can get the sheriff on.
Who, Richland County? Oh, boy. Yeah. I can't right now. I got to watch what I say about Richland County.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Reasons why. Not bad. Good, but not. I got to watch how I walk on that water. But
again, it goes back to accountability. And okay, they're saying no, that's not. Oh, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Yeah, he's down there. It still goes back to accountability, and we're asking that question.
Here's the difference, Rob. What that kid did's right. We know, and they're finding. Debbie said they found some more bodies 30 miles from there, or different, dead out there. In Wyoming, right?
It calls them dirty laundry family.
Yeah, dirty laundry family. And they're right, but here's the thing. That's an individual. What he did's wrong. There ain't no one he should fry for it. And actually, his mom and dad should fry for protecting him. I'm telling you.
Well, you're just assuming they protected him.
Okay, if they protected him.
Yes.
And they find out and have evidence, they should fry. Is that a better correct way?
Be politically correct. Just like when we were talking to Tony Bartlome.
Yeah, we were politically correct. That was funny shit there. But anyways, These are officers of the law, correction officer, police officer. They're sworn. They're sworn in to protect. Even though you're incarcerated, they still have to protect your life. They can't just be a free-for-all. And this is what it was, Doug. It was a free-for-all. You know, until the woman said, hey, you better check him. He's turning blue.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Yeah, you only had him on the ground. We could hear in the video. You can hear in the video that poor kid taking his last breath. Am I wrong, Doug?
No.
You can hear him taking his last breath, and that was it.
It really drove it home when you said that to me. We just watched a guy die. Yeah, we did.
You watched a guy die in that video. I don't care if they took him to the hospital and put him on a life support system. They were breathing for him. You watched him take his last breath. Trust me. He was blue. Nothing. There's no difference. This is what this country has become, and we're not asked questions. And it's up into the White House. It's up into Capitol Hill. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, purple, red, putrid color. I don't give a shit. You're a human. Haitians.
Come on in.
We wrangle them up trying to get them on horseback. And man, you just fired me up more with what you're saying. We're trying to contain the situation as Border Patrol agents on horseback.
But we're also firing them for not being vaccinated.
Joe Biden is more upset at how that went on and demands more investigations than the Afghanistan ordeal, all the other shit going on.
Or everybody coming into the country.
Let him in. Then the Reyes kid. Nothing.
We are just.
Where's Joe Biden? Why isn't Joe Biden? He's so worried about Haitians getting rounded up like cattle. Pissing. Why isn't he opening? Why isn't he sending down the Attorney General to Mansfield, Ohio, Richland County Jail, wanting answers on this? He went to George Floyd's funeral. Remember that, Doug? Took a knee for George Floyd. Him and Cuntula took a knee. Yeah. Where's his respect for the Reyes kid? This shit don't piss you people off.
I'll tell you,
that's one little tiny fraction.
This whole show has pissed me off.
Yeah.
It's not the
we've
America
talked about, Doug, everything we've talked about for almost a year should piss you off. Instead, we sit back now, what the fuck? It is what it is.
Did we do the show when Trump was in office?
Yeah, we started this show last November because we started getting so political on our other page.
Yeah, and it goes back to, it's not just because it's Biden. It is because it's Biden, but it's not. Because Trump made mistakes, and we there was things that we called him out on that was BS.
Just because you like a politician. I love DJ Swearingen. He's helped us immensely through this pandemic. Love him. But don't think there ain't a minute I ain't going to question him on a vote that he did.
Right. And there's a couple votes that we were like, what? Come on. And that's fine because, maybe he has a good reason for it. We never asked, but, but when you are...
Doug, he said it best when he was on our show before we did this show before the election. I think we've been on a year because we had him on right before the election on this. He's one of the first guests we had on. And he said it best. There's 600,000 people in his area, right? Isn't that what he said?
Yeah.
300,000 or whatever. He says, I'm filling out a job application to 300,000 people.
Right.
Okay, that's a good mentality. I'm not going to agree with every vote you do. Trust me. I'm not going to agree with the fucking sugar cookie and weirdo license plate cat lovers of Cleveland. I still say I'm starting to freeze up. Yeah, I probably did piss Facebook off, Tammy. I don't give a shit. But you're not going to vote a politician that's not going to vote every single vote the way you think it should be. And I understand that.
Right.
I get that.
Right.
But our federal government and a lot of shit going on in the state of Ohio, I don't know what they're voting on. They're not voting for us.
I know there's one piece of legislation that's pending, and it is that merchants have to give customers the option to pay with cash. It'll be a law.
So what's that telling you? What direction we're going?
Well, they're going to the cryptocurrency, but
well, shit, I already seen it in donut shop the other day. Kid standing in front of a kid, you know, kid, he's about 25, 24. He goes, "Hey, do you got Apple Pay or Google Pay?
Yeah, yeah."
She goes, "Yeah," and he takes his phone up, goes, "Paid," and I'm like,
yeah. But if you want to pay for with cash, it's going to be a law soon that you'll be allowed to do that. Isn't that something? They're going to take cash.
They're going to take cash. Cash is king. And then they're going to come knock on your door. Why do you still have cash?
Right. You have more than $600 worth of cash.
Yeah, we're going to check your house. Oh, you got $601. We want to tax that 30%.
Yeah. Bitcoin, yep.
I'm not getting into all that shit. I'm telling you right now, I'm not doing it. I believe in online banking and all that shit. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if hackers want to get in your shit, whether you got online banking or not, they're going to get your shit. So, but I'm not doing all that shit with my phone. Y'all fucking worried about a microchip going on a fucking vaccine, Doug. They're chipping the vaccine. You're going to have a chip. And you dumb son of a bitches will walk around with a phone in your hand constantly. Lord forbid you drive out to drive and come back up, because I do. I'm running right back in and grabbing my phone. You got a chip on you. The problem is, here's the difference. Chip can't hear what you say. That fucking phone hears everything you say. They hear it all. Me and Doug having a conversation about Matthews Ford F-150. I don't know what. Me and Doug have had several conversations. Next day, I get on my Facebook and there's an ad for it. How? I was talking on the phone. I wasn't talking to Facebook or Google.
Right.
There's an ad. Try it. Don't believe me? Try it. Talk to someone about buying a new F-150 or a new Chevy Silverado or a Toyota, and I guarantee you, within the next day or two, there's going to be an ad on your Facebook about that truck that you talked about. I was talking about buying washers and dryers. Boom, ads up there. I was talking about buying a refrigerator. Boom, ads up there. And you're worried about a fucking chip?
I'm going to post this in the comments. Why am I disconnected?
We done? I can hear you.
Okay, now I'm back. My headset disconnected.
I'm not. They're after him tonight, people, because he said he was mad. He ain't swore yet. He only swore one time. Thank God Joe Gibbons' wife heard it, because he was all happy that Doug said fuck.
They think that I lived the lily white life. Far from it. If you just, someday we'll have to go. We'll have to do a little bit of background on us. And
we did a complete show, Sean. Just so you know, we did a half a show on Alexa, in your house. We did a half a show. We talked about it for a half a night about how your neighbor can hear and see whatever it is.
Yeah, they'll be able to jump on your Wi-Fi and stuff, and you'll be able to what's that called? Share. Since you brought up,
so if you're having sex, you better be quiet, because your neighbors can hear. Next morning, give you. If a guy walks over and gives you a high five, hey dude, what's that for? Good job last night. You know what I'm saying? But I'm being serious. That's what can happen.
Well, since you brought up the cell phone, I posted this on August 24th, 2011. believe it or not, I found it. And I'm not, a religious, fanatic, but this just made sense to me.
Yeah.
We go home if we forgot it.
Yeah.
And that's not the whole
How many people have a Bible in their house in today's world, Doug? Listen, I was raised Roman Catholic. We had the crucifix in the house, dude. You know what I'm saying? The palm leaf went in it. You remember that? Palm leaf went in Palm Sunday. There's Bible in it. How many people in today's world? I know a lot of you might. How many people in today's world do you think got a Bible? Remember when you went to hotels? Pull the drawer open, Bible in it.
Yeah.
Remember that? Every hotel you went to back in the day. I don't know anymore. I don't go to a lot of hotels, and sometimes the hotels that I do stay in, I'm afraid to pull the drawer open. But, I mean, every hotel you went to when I was younger had a Bible in it. How many do now? Yeah, see, I hit a nerve there, didn't I? I hit a nerve with the phone. And you're worried about a chip in the arm through a vaccine, but Lord forbid you forget that phone. Or God almighty, if it goes to 20%, oh my God, I only got 20% left. Where can I charge it?
Right.
There's conversations you have, and what is 4G, 5G? They're saying 5G is conversation. They're listening to everything you say. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. But I can tell you this. I wouldn't put it past it, Doug. I don't put it past it. Well, right. Right, Chaz. We better start living again the way we're supposed to. God, country, family. God, family, country. We better start living that way again. Donald Trump, as much of an asshole as he could be, believed in that, Doug, and said it. God, family, country. Not now. Not today. I guarantee you. I can't quote the Bible. I can't quote it. I got one. I can't quote it. And I don't fault anybody that can't quote it, as long as you have a belief. It's your right. It's one of the rights we better not lose, along with the other ones. And trust me, they're infringing on it. And they started infringing on it when they took it out of schools. And you want to know what's fucked up with our schools? Yeah. Our morals, Doug. Our morals. There ain't enough mothers and fathers going to the school together and saying, no, this ain't happening. You know what? If this is going to happen, fuck you. We'll homeschool our kids.
That's what's happening. A lot of people are deciding to do that because they don't have a say in what's being taught anymore.
Yeah.
School board makes that decision and you live with it.
You think that they're after our rights? You people better be writing your congressmen and senators every day, because when that gun bill passes, you'll see our rights go right down the tube. Because they'll say we still have the right to own a gun, but you're going to pay for it every year.
Exactly.
People can't. And if you think that they can't detect it, listen, I don't know about anybody else in my area, and they can say they're checking electric lines, all this shit. Let me tell you something. When they fly and check electric lines, you can tell the chopper, Doug. It's not a black chopper. Okay? You know what I mean? It's got they've been flying around Norwalk, Sandusky here for a couple weeks, different areas with black chopper, flying low. Oh, they're checking for the pot plants. They get an idea of where a pot plant is, they'll fly out and check it not fly continuously every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
All right. We've been on 2 hours.
2 hours too long, huh?
According to Facebook, yes.
Julie's homeschooling. Don't blame you. I don't blame you. I was never against homeschooling. And then I shut up, Doug. I was never against homeschooling, but I always thought for socialization and stuff like that, you know, kids should go to school. I don't think that no more. I don't think that no more. With the way we got teachers in New York trying to put into court that it's a felony if you go on property to protest mask mandates and stuff, vaccination mandates. I don't want them teachers teaching my grandkids.
Right. And the most it is just disorderly conduct if it even became that, not a felony.
A felony.
That's ridiculous.
All right, use people.
You people.
Hope you did get a good laugh of the videos. It was better if you were there, you know. But October 23rd and 24th will be the cavalcade. We moved it to them dates, same times. So God bless y'all. God bless America.
We'll see ya.